Hey folks, it's Chad here, Airstream of Greensboro, Blue Compass Company, and behind me I have the all-new 2025 Classic 33 front bed, twin bed version, and we are going to jump into a full walk around, in-depth walk around of the inside, the outside, the top, and the bottom now. Moving inside, first of all, Laura hasn't seen a 33-foot Classic yet. Well, she saw the short video, but she hasn't really seen it yet. And I wish I had been filming her face instead of my face when she saw the bathroom. You guys missed that, so I apologize. Now, on the Classic door, you're gonna have, remember the Airstream door, not just for the Classics, for all Airstream, it takes them about 8 hours. You know, for them to build an Airstream on average, it's roughly 300 hours. I'm assuming the 33-foot Classic probably takes a little bit longer than the 300 hours. And there's on average 3,000 rivets. Can you imagine?
It's a lot of rivets.
3,000 rivets on an Airstream. Now on the outside, it's gonna be a buck rivet. You'll see right there. And the buck rivet just means it's a mechanical fastener. There's a tool on the outside that's hammering that in. And then a tool on the inside, which is basically a flat piece of steel that is pushing against and is bending the inside of that rivet against the metal. So it's very much a mechanical fastener. It's so tight that that's actually a water sealed connection. Now on the inside, we're gonna have pop rivets like this one. Now these can work themselves out. That's fairly normal. If it's happening a lot, like every time you take a trip and you got rivets on the inside popping out, probably means your tire pressure is too high for the weight of your camper. And just Google tire pressure stuff, and there's a bunch of people out there that will tell you all kinds of stuff about it. Now the new door handle shouldn't lock you out now. The very new door handle, I like it. It's easy to open. The other thing, it's fairly easy to close, and you have a different mechanism here. It was like a jaw, like an alligator jaw. Now it's just this kind of standard striker, but simple to close. Like I didn't even push it and it closed. So super nice. Now we're gonna step inside, and being that this one has a home to go to, we've already cleaned it a little bit. I'm gonna take my shoes off. So you guys in the comments, don't yell at me because I don't have my shoes on this time.
This time.
So come inside the incredible 33-foot Classic. This is the longest Airstream that they currently make. And it's just massive. I mean, it's beautiful. Now, this has the comfort white cabinetry. There's also an option for a wood color. We'll flash up the 4 color options. Basically, you have 2 wood choices. Then within the 2 wood choices, there's some variations on cushion colors and other things throughout the coach. Now, the comfort white gets a really nice dark Corian countertop. If you go with the darker or the wood color, it's going to go to a lighter countertop. Either one, I think you can't go wrong. Now, I really like the wood because I feel like the interior wood color is going to be timeless. You know, like I look at 2004 Classics now that have like a cherry wood or hickory or something like that, and you can see the individual wood slats in it, and it's just beautiful. I'm like, yeah, I'd buy that right now. Does it look old? Unlike shag carpet or the green carpet that they did in motorhomes in the 80s, like that looks old. Like nobody wants that. Now, I will say this on the comfort white. I was actually sitting with a couple a few days ago, and they were ordering a 30-foot Classic, and I was telling them like why I like the wood. And so they were kind of leaning towards the wood. They ended up getting comfort white because as I looked at our orders, I think we had 10 to 15 Classics as a company. We own 10 Airstream stores. As a company, I think we had somewhere around 10 to 15 Classics on order. And all of those except for 2 were comfort white. So comfort white does appear, at least within Airstream of Greensboro and Blue Compass, to be very popular. But your door fronts are going to be a hardwood, so really nice hardwood that's painted white. And then your cabinet front, so this section here is also going to be a hardwood. So the Classic is the only one that gets the hardwood here. Now, once you get into the actual cabinet construction, that's going to be the same light Italian plywood that they use throughout the whole Airstream world, with a white laminate on top. So just to kind of know that. Now, we'll tell you, this is a little fun fact. these cabinet fronts are one of the few things that Airstream doesn't build in-house. I just got an interesting face from Laura there. There is a small little company in Jackson Center, Ohio, that builds these door fronts for Airstream for the classics. So it's kind of a cool thing. Now, you do have the soft close and you have the back lights for each of the Airstreams. Now, this did change. I do feel like, oh no, was it the Globetrotter has the little magnets. This didn't change. I think that's been the same. That's the same. With a little push plunger there. Now, this section here, you've probably already noticed, has changed for 2025. And I'm sure that you've seen photos and things. We've already posted our short. And if you want to see a shorter video about the Classic, go watch that one. This one's going to definitely be longer. But this whole section here has been redesigned for 2025. And I personally love it. I think it's a huge improvement over the projector. And something that I hadn't mentioned yet, and I haven't even told Laura, there used to be an opening here for that projector screen to come down. And that screen had to live somewhere. And it lived inside of your storage up here. So you had a little bit less, I mean, it just created a box there, but you had less storage up here because that screen had to go somewhere. And there was usually a wire kind of hanging out to power that screen. That's gone now. Now you have just a nice open storage area up here. And then below, we're going to have the televator. You do one of those cool punch-in things when you're like, televator, and you punch in. Anyway, so you have this control. Now, it's wired. For whatever reason, it's a wired system. It is 110 power, but Airstream smartly put it on the inverted circuit. So if you are boondocking, which we're not right now, we've got shore power, we're plugged in. You can turn the inverter on. You just go right up there. You can turn it on, and then it will work off of 110 power. Same thing about the TV. It's not a 12 volt TV. That is a Samsung TV. Very nice 4K, great picture, but it's 110. So you'll need to have the inverter on to be able to use that. And then they've already pre-programmed these two buttons, the 1 and 2, to be up and down. So up, I hit 1, and now it's immediately going to start bringing the TV up. And this is a super nice, like, strong mechanism. It's not even the same thing they use on the Atlas motorhome. Like, it's nicer than what they're currently using on the Atlas motorhome. I really like it. It's very smooth. It's not really wobbly like how you used to kind of seeing those be. And then that is your 4K Samsung TV. Super nice TV. And then you still have the HDMI input above us, which this is a whole nother area up here that we've got to talk about that's changed for 2025. And then if you want to put it away, you're just going to hit the 2 button, or you can raise it and lower it as much as you want to. So I can lower it just a little bit if I want to, or if I want it to go all the way home or all the way down, then I can hit 2 and it will then just go down. And then I can put this back, there's a little Velcro there, put it right back in there. So you don't necessarily have to take this off to raise it up and down. And then as that's going down, we do have a new Eclipse soundbar for the new TV. I think it used to be a Bose soundbar, but this has up-facing speakers, forward-facing speakers, and then there's also a new Eclipse stereo system for the whole RV, which is separate from that. So you've got this for sound, and you have a whole nother radio for sound as well. And then in the front, we're going to have new storage. Now, that's covered, which is screwed in place, so you can take those off. I'm assuming it's probably nice to be able to have that access if you need to work on the TV mechanism. You just take those panels out. And then on this side, we're going to also have another storage area. Same thing, those are screwed in place, so we can take those out if we need to work on anything back there. Now there is a panel right here that comes off. Let me see what's back here. I said in the short that we would pull this off, see what it looks like, what's back here. Gently bring that off. It's the access area.
Classic Airstream wiring.
Classic Airstream wiring. So, there are channels below that Airstream will use to get from places. And that's a freshwater fill right there. Going down into the freshwater tank. So freshwater tank's right there. So just access to wiring if you ever need to get in there. But it does have a nice cover to make it where you can't see it. Oh, you know what? While I'm doing that, while I've got this out. So that's a good just picture of what Airstream construction looks like. So we always say it's light and time and plywood with a laminate on the top, on the both sides. So that's the plywood in the middle, and then you got the laminate. So it is real wood. So even, it's real wood, not hardwood, but real wood. But even just the cover to cover this is still plywood. It's not just a cheap, piece of Luan that you're going to see in most of your other travel trailers out there in the market. And that's right back in place. And now let's swing around and talk about the sofa. So if you watched this is crazy, 2023 video on the Classic, my 2024 video on the Classic, and now 2025 video on the Classic, just imagine when we get to like 2030, I'm going to look a lot different. I'll probably have gray hair, which I already have some now. So this sofa is a recliner. You can put your feet up. It doesn't recline back. It doesn't move because there's really no space for that to happen with this particular sofa. And one of the things I said in the 2024 video, these are comfortable. It's Airstream comfortable, meaning that if you compared this to a Flying Cloud or to an International, this is definitely more comfortable than that. Now, is it as comfortable as your Lazy Boy at home? No, but it is. I mean, it's comfortable. It's not a Lazy Boy, right? And both sides will go up, so you can independently control either side. And you have this nice little thing you can pull down. And, I guess it's more or less an armrest right there. I wouldn't put a drink there, but nice little armrest. Now, it is open back here. This is for the Audi system's radiant heat to be able to get up into the room. You're going to see those everywhere. All the way around the coach, you're going to see little openings behind the cabinets. And that's because the radiant heat, the little deal, is back there, and it needs some way to get up into the air, into the room. And that's how it does it. Now, I will say with the Audi system, the controllers right here, they did move to a newer system. It should cut on quicker, heat up quicker. We also have an updated panel, and this is going to go, basically, brings it out of the 90s and brings it into the 2000s, early 2000s. But you can easily see your indoor temp, your outdoor temp, your hot water settings, and then your energy saving settings. I do like the screen. It's definitely improved. I think the other one was black and white, and this looks like it's like an e-paper color. It does look new. And then we have a whole new Airstream control system. This is called My Airstream now instead of Airstream, or instead of Smart. There's a whole new system for 2025. It looks newer. It looks nice. Same thing as it takes a second to wake up. Oh, it keeps thinking I'm clicking. There we go. What's the trick? There's a trick to it. There you go. Kind of towards the bottom for swiping. Okay. So, the battery disconnects there. We can also see TPMS information. You can turn the inverter on. This does have tank heater pads, which again puts this into that full-time capable camper. And then it does let you know that you've got shore power coming in. You can see your fresh water information, water pump, battery information, propane tank information, temperature for the main living. This is kind of like a home screen that gives you a lot of information. Then you can swipe over and turn all of your different lights on. Just go ahead and turn all the lights on in the bathroom because we are going to show that here in a bit. And I like how it does give you a floor plan, and it is the updated floor plan. They at least didn't put the old desk right there, which is nice that they did that. And swipe over, same thing. You have all your outside lights. You can turn those on and off. You can turn your main living space on as far as heating your bedroom area. You turn that on and off. And then your fan, that's right above us right there. That is a max fan, and you can bring that up, down. It's got a rain sensor, all kinds of stuff there. There's also 3 presets. So you've got on board, you got sleep mode, and then you got away mode. Away mode is really cool. When you click that one, all of your lights turn off except for the center lights here in the middle. Those lights up here, they will stay on for a second, for like 5 seconds or so, to let you get out the camper, and then they turn themselves off. So super nice. And then I'll just turn the inverter on. And then you have settings you can go into, change your displays. It's Bluetooth, so you can connect through Bluetooth, restart the system, of course, change your units. There's a diagnostics page. So that's the new, go back home. That's the new My Airstream software for the Classic. Now that's going to connect to all of your really nice looking stainless steel or aluminum, whatever whatever metal this happens to be, panel here. So all of these buttons here are connected to that smart system. You can turn all your lights on. That same away mode is right there. You've got your exterior master, which is cool. You can get one button, turn all of those on. Your ceiling lights, and then your awning controls are right there, and then your battery disconnect is right there as well. So all of those multiplex panels that are throughout the whole coach, those are connecting back to that touchscreen to allow you to be able to turn things on and off, and you can control all of that with your cell phone. So anything you can control on that touchscreen or on one of these lights, you can also control on your touchscreen. So let's talk about the Danette. So it's a larger Danette. Definitely could fit 4 people here, 4 adults here, no problem. And it's very comfortable. The other thing I like about this, like it's kind of high right now for me. Like this would be too high, it would be uncomfortable. But right over here, there's a switch, and I can press that down, and we're going to lower that a little bit and get it more to Chad's height, which is far more comfortable for me. So I like how you can kind of raise it up and down. And of course, it can go all the way down and make into a bed. We'll take it all the way down. Now the outside cushions, those are not what you use to make this into a bed. It comes with another set of cushions to cover the table up if you want to make this into a bed. Now this is your second bed. If you have your grandkids with you, if you have a friend with you that wants to sleep for the night, maybe you had a few too many cocktails, too many glasses of wine, then this is your spot to sleep. Now Airstream says, don't show them the bathroom yet. I'm just getting the cushions. I'll be right back. Airstream says on the brochure and materials that this can sleep 5 people. Now I've been kind of trying to figure that out a little bit, because where does the 5th person go?
I think they sleep on the recliners.
So I guess you. Wait. Oh no. I guess the other spot is here. Would be the 5th spot, but
easily sleep a kid there.
Yeah, you can sleep a kid there. I mean, I wouldn't consider that to be a sleeping spot, but yeah, I guess you could do that. There's also, I just saw this, USB charging back here. That's nice. Right there.
Oh wow, that's real hidden.
Yeah, but you do have, because I was thinking it was weird that there wasn't USB there, but right there. Okay, back to ADD Chad. So, as far as this goes, it's a little short, but, well, these come off. You can take that off and get a few more inches. But it's comfortable. I would probably say this fits like kids. I mean, an adult could sleep here if you needed to for a night. But definitely more on the kiddo side as far as sleeping goes. It's comfortable. The one thing I do like about it is the slit in the middle is not that bad, because you're mostly going to sleep on one side of these, but it's not like a long one. You know, like on the 25-foot Flying Cloud, the middle, you know, this part is long in the whole thing. It is an inverted circuit there, so if you're needing to do some work from home while you're traveling in your Classic, you can plug in there for your boondocking and get power off your batteries. All right. And then to put it, and this is really the nice thing, to put it back, it's just press a button.
I'm kind of surprised they don't have an automatic setting there. Like windows rolling up and down.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Where you can like kind of double press and it would be automatic.
Yeah, that don't work. I tried to double press.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Speaking of how many people it sleeps, this kind of feels like a retired couple, full-timing or not, who isn't bringing a lot of people with them. This isn't the family coach.
No, I think this is, retired or, empty nester.
The Flying Cloud.
The Flying Cloud
feels more like you take your whole family and you can sleep 6. And
yeah, I mean,
it's a little bit nicer. And I know some people who have chosen an Airstream based on how many it doesn't sleep, so that they don't have to have people come with them.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could definitely say, like, sorry, our Airstream only sleeps 2, so you can't come. And this one doesn't feel that way. I do think this is it's the pinnacle of Airstream as far as travel trailers go. It is that, you've reached a certain point, in life, and this is something that you can invest in You know, I do feel like it is part of that. And I don't think the average buyer on the Classic, especially the 33, is thinking, let's bring a bunch of people with it. Now, they want to entertain. Like, they're going to have people outside. They want to have people to be able to sit at the table, but they want them to go to their own camper, I would think, when they're done. So we've talked about this area. We showed that.
Do you want to show the power?
Oh, yeah. You got a little pop-up power deal here. USB and then your 110s.
Push it down.
Oh.
I think that's cool.
Okay. We have the remote for the soundbar. And then this is the remote for... Ooh, it's kind of a very slim remote for the... Anyway, for the Samsung TV. Netflix. It is a smart TV. Netflix. You got Prime Video, Disney, shortcuts here. I'm sure you're able to install things like YouTube TV, that type of stuff. We're big fans of YouTube TV in our household. Now let's move over.
For the blinds real fast.
Oh, okay. So the Roman shades, they added these, I want to say 2023 is when we went to the Roman shades. They were using a shadow box for a while. When the Classic first came out, or not first came out, the Classic has been out forever. But the kind of iteration before where we're at now, there's a shadow box and it had powered blinds. The problem with those little motors would burn out. And then over time, you'd have, you know, all these little motors you had to replace. The other thing was with the shadow box, it would come out about 2 inches on each side. So 2 inches there, you'd have 2 inches there. And with Airstream, 2 inches on it, you know, it's 4 inches in total. Really made the space feel a lot smaller than what it actually was. So the feedback that Airstream got from the community was that they'd rather have, you know, a blind like this without the shadow box, but have the bigger fill than have the shadow box just to kind of try to shade out a little bit, and then the motors. So now we have this Roman shade. I really like it. It just simply pulls down, well, all the way down to the bottom, and then when you want to bring it up, you just grab it in the middle, bring it right up, and it comes up. I think it's elegant. It looks really nice. And it's easy to use, and you have that everywhere except for the kitchen. The kitchen is going to be a traditional blind, and that's a code thing for why they need to have this style blind that just pulls down. You can't have a fabric there. Now in the kitchen area, we do have lots of storage for, you know, for a 33. Now, could it be better? Sure, but for a 33, I think it's quite nice. And then we have a pull-out pantry. Now this pantry did change for 2025. I think 24. This door opened, so this was a door that would open, and then you had to pull out the pantry. I like this style a lot better, where it's just one thing. Like, you just close it, pull it, it's open. I would say maybe the door shut a little bit cleaner, and maybe that's why they originally did the door here instead of the pull-out, but I think I prefer the pull-out. We also have the really nice stovetop here, 3-burner stovetop. You know what's really funny about the stovetop? You know the other camper we see the stovetop in?
Globetrotter?
Nope.
No.
Caravelle.
Huh.
Yeah.
I was thinking Globetrotter because it doesn't have the cover.
Now the Globetrotter does have a new, you know, the 2025 Globetrotter does have a new stovetop in it. Watch that video if you haven't watched it yet. Sorry.
You don't need a prop.
You don't need a prop. Watch that video if you haven't watched it yet. But yeah, no, this stovetop, you see it in the Caravelle. I love it. It looks so nice. Now I will say, from a user standpoint, you know, it's not flush mounted, so you can't put, you know, you can't easily put a cutting board over top of it or a lid over top of it and then expand your space out. So that's one downside to this particular stovetop.
But there are people who make footed cutting boards that would sit perfectly on top.
It. It'd just be raised up, but I love the way it looks. So I think I personally would deal with the fact that, you know, it's not flush mount and, you know, all that kind of stuff to have that. And then underneath, you're going to have a really nice microwave / convection oven. It's just massive for travel trailers. Now, it's not massive for homes, but for a travel trailer, it's huge, especially compared to the other floor plans with Airstream. But it is a convection, and it is a microwave. It has a high and low boil setting. You can set your power level. It also, I think, seems to be maybe a little bit easier to use versus what's in, like, you know, the Flying Cloud International. We have soft close on the doors as well, which, what's the other floor plan that you get soft close? The other model?
Trotter?
No, the Flying Cloud. As the fly cloud, you get the soft close. Now you do have a power there, just one. All I see right now. Airstream isn't known for just putting power plugs everywhere. You have that one there, and you've got the one over there. So you got two there, and then two there. We do have a undermounted stainless steel sink, which is dampened. And the reason I point that out, a lot of your campers are not. They're not going to be. It's not going to be dampened. So every time you put something into the stainless steel sink, it's going to be loud. It's going to have lots of clatter. Is that a good word? Mm-hmm. All right. But with it being dampened, it's going to be a little bit quieter. And then, of course, we do have the pull-out faucet right there. A couple of different functions, and hot water. And then we also have a nice little wine holder. I guess it goes in that side and points down. Mm-hmm. Okay. How do you feel about traveling with wine in this? I
wouldn't.
That's kind of what I thought. I mean, I think it would be fine. Because it would have to come out anyway.
I think it would be fine. I would put it there when we arrived and I was unpacking.
Yeah. Now we have some storage in here. We'll pull out there. This is going to have your silverware organizer in it. You've got your super huge trash can.
Oh, and storage behind the trash can.
Is your storage back there? Oh yeah, it's fully open. You can sweep that out. Now there is also a sea level monitor here, so this ties in to the My Airstream system. But if you needed to look and see what was going on, you could come over here and actually see all of your different levels. And we've been prepping this and testing and making sure everything works. So there is some water in the fresh, there's some water in the gray. Thankfully, there's nothing in the black. And you can see your battery voltage there. And then we've got a pull out here. Now, notice these door fronts are very symmetrical. They look super nice, but it's not necessarily how deep the drawer is. You've got this door storage here, and then we're going to have this pull out over top.
I really like that.
You like it? Okay. And then underneath, you have a nice deep drawer. I guess it would be your pots and pans drawer there. And then that's also a pull out.
Oh.
Yeah. Which is super nice, because usually that's just like a little goofy door
I tried to pull it down.
Yeah, a little door that folds down. And then we do have the little storage area above. Oh, look at that. That's deeper. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that they finally starting to figure out that they don't need to put a vent above the refrigerator. So usually that's short, but that's a nice. I mean, you can't get to it. You need a step stool. You know how many people have come to me now and said, "I want my step stool."
What unit was the Globetrotter?
The Globetrotter.
You gotta buy a 25 Globetrotter, get the step stool.
You have to buy a 25 Globetrotter, but I've had a lot of people asking me where their step stool is. I'm like, well, you bought an International. So, did not realize how much that was going to pick up, but it did. So, Norcold fridge, 10 cubic foot. So this is the bigger one for Airstream, but I think even just in general for Norcold. It's a single door, but it's huge. I mean, it's 12 volt. It will actually freeze ice cream. It will cool down in about 45 minutes. And it's actually currently on right now, and it's very cold.
And you get really nice glass or plastic shelf, not the wire.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
And you get a really nice shelf in.
That must be an update that they can order from Norcold. You still have the little pull out right here, but it's just not the wire. So that right there you can pull out.
Oh, it's a little drawer. That's cool.
So you get that thing. You get that on the non super nice wire glass doors. You get on the wire drawer.
Mm-hmm. We have one of those.
Yeah. Huh. And
3 shelves.
You get 3 shelves instead of just 2. So talk about upgrading the Classic. Now for the bedroom area, we'll kind of move into the bedroom area. I think we've covered everything in here. No, we didn't. We missed one thing. An important thing. I can't believe we missed this. How did we miss this? So this area right here. Now, one of my, I say gripes. Like I don't want to talk bad about Airstream, but also, or any product, but also want to be honest about it. Too, when I'm talking about it. So one of the areas I wasn't a fan of for the Classic was right here. You had the projector that kind of hung down. And then there was a center section that was all like opened for your wiring if you wanted to plug anything in. They've changed that. Now we have really nice, just your normal hardwood door fronts. You open those up, you got the soft close. Now your system is tucked in here and it's not visible. You don't see it. If you need to use it, you can easily open the door. And it does take up a little bit of your storage, but you didn't have it in the past anyway. We do have the new Eclipse radio. Now it's AM, FM, and Bluetooth. It's, from what I can tell, it is not Sirius XM. The outgoing radio did have Sirius XM, which I did like that was there. But at the same time, a lot of people are streaming with their phones now and just connecting through Bluetooth. We have an HDMI input there, and then your RJ45, which goes to the outside. You'll see that in a second. Now that's going to be nice for Starlink because you do have a spot to plug in your Starlink modem, set it up here, and we also have an inverted circuit right there if you wanted to have plug it in there. Now there are some like 12 volt conversion kits and stuff, and there is 12 volt power around this area to where we could pull 12 volt power for a Starlink. Now if you're going to use a modem, we're going to talk more about that in a second, that's going to be in a different spot, and I'll show you that in a second as far as like the 5G or 4G modems. But then we have a nice little storage area. Of course, this is your bag that comes with an Airstream. If you buy a new Airstream, you should get this bag that has all your manuals in it. But I really like how they moved that. Now you have this really nice, sleek, elegant door front here. And if you need to plug things in and leave them plugged in, like say you want to have an Apple TV plugged into your HDMI input, you can do that. And it's not visible all the time. So.
And one other thing, the speakers nearly sit flush against the wall they're on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was in here for a few minutes before I even noticed the speakers. All the other units, they're a little more prominent. They beautifully disguised.
The new and the subwoofer for this is definitely like right there, because if you're standing here, you can feel it vibrating on the floor. Now the floor, speaking of the floor, it is still the woven vinyl. Now this woven vinyl it's supposed to be, strong and can withhold things. It came from the yacht industry, and I think it's one of those things for a lot of people. They either love it or they hate it. It looks nice to me, but it can be a little bit of a bear to clean. But there's ways to do it, and there's ways to do it, and it's not that big of a deal. Now coming into the bedroom area,
show the door.
We're gonna have pocket doors.
Oh, there's two?
Yeah.
It has pockets.
So, it has pockets. And then bring that one in, and then magnetically shut together. And then, when you get up in the morning, you can open your doors and come out. I'm not gonna do that again. Hopefully you got it. So, pocket doors, they're good. They're nice.
Better than the curtain.
Better than the curtain. I think I'd actually prefer a curtain.
Okay, well, I like doors.
You like the doors? I think
really
I prefer
nice.
the curtain. But anyway, so now in this bedroom, this is a twin bed option. You can do a queen bed that would be in the center, obviously. Now, if you do the queen bed, you're going to lose these wardrobes here. But honestly, when you see the wardrobe in the bathroom, you're going to not care about these. But you do have these wardrobes here. They can be shelves, or you can pull the shelves out and have an additional wardrobe. And you still have the storage above up here. So you've got that one. And then when we move over to this one, there's going to be something behind this door. And that is the PepLink from Mobile Must Have. So this is now for the 2025 model year. There isn't a modem in here like it was. You had air connected before, Airstream connected with a smart system. With the new My Airstream, it's a Bluetooth system, so you can connect to that through Bluetooth and control it that way. But there's no modem up here. So if you want to have internet, you either have to do Starlink, or you're going to need to buy your own mobile setup. Now there is a 5G antenna pre-installed on top. Hey folks, it's Future Chad. Now we're editing the long video, the in-depth video of the 33-foot Classic. And in the time of filming that and this point, we've learned a little bit more about the 5G antenna and what it's capable of. Now, basically what we discovered in finding the wire, all the cables, the bundle of cables for the antenna and how it would plug into the modem, is that Airstream has decided to use one of the 4 cell antennas that would normally be your 5G for the My Airstream app. Now what that will allow you to do, out of the box, you don't have to add anything to the Airstream, to the Classic. You're able to control your RV from anywhere using the My Airstream app. But that also means that that 5G antenna is basically not a 5G antenna anymore. And the reason is, to kind of not get too technical, your 4G modems need 2 antennas to work correctly. Your 5G modems will need 4 cell antennas to work correctly. And by Airstream using one of those 4, and we basically only have access to 3 of the cell antennas that are up there on the roof, it's essentially going to be a 4G antenna. Now, a 4G modem will work just fine. You probably could do a 5G modem, use 3 of those 4, and then maybe plug in one of the antenna, like the little flappy antennas that come with the modem, into one of those ports, maybe the last one. So you'd have close to what you would probably get with the 5G modem. But just know when you pull that cable out, it's not going to be 4 cables for the 5G antenna like it should be, because Airstream decided to use one for the My Airstream system. Now, if I learn anything else, or if Airstream decides to make a change to how they're doing this, we will of course make another video. But I did want to pop in and give you that information, since in the video we talked about it being a 5G antenna. It's basically going to be a 4G antenna, but you should get faster speeds if you use that 5G modem. All right, let's pop back into the video where we were. I've been trying to figure out who makes that one. I can't find it anywhere. As soon as I find out, maybe I'll put it underneath. Like, we'll put it on the video, or we'll put it in the description. But this is actually Mobile Must Have's new RoamLink connected. So there's 2 ways to get this. You can either buy this device here, which is managed by Mobile Must Haves, which is one of the things I really like. So there's no programming to this. It's pretty much set up. There's even a little QR code that you can scan to connect your devices to it. And then if you have issues, you're just going to call mobilemusthaves.com and have them log into it and look at it, and they can, you know, set it up, fix it, make changes, whatever you need to do. It's got connections in the back, so if you want to have this plugged into Starlink, you can plug this into Starlink, and it will use the cell antennas as well as Starlink. Either one, it can be a failover type of thing. There's 3 hardware versions that you can get. This is I think the one that most people will buy. It's 5G capable. You have the ability to plug in your Starlink. There's another one called the Duo. The Duo basically lets you plug in 2 SIM cards, and you have basically twice the speeds. But in testing this one, I was getting like 300 meg down over cell, which is nuts. The Travelify that we have, you know, it was 4G, so it was getting 40 to 50. Very cool system, and we have a discount code for you if you want to order one of these. Or you can also get just the Roam SIM card if you already have a Peplink, or if you already have Airstream connected in your current Classic, but you hate the Verizon SIM card that you have because it's only Verizon. The RoamLink SIM card uses 4 different cell providers. So it's Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, and US Cellular. That's a hard word to say.
Close enough.
It's close enough. So it has 4 that it can pick from, both the SIM card, or if you do this version. The nice thing about this version is it's managed by Mobile Must Haves. You can call them and they'll help you, get it installed, set it up, all that kind of stuff. If you want to buy this, use our discount code that's down in the description to get a discount. I think it's 10% off anything you buy at mobilemusthaves.com. And it will sit right there. And then there's a little hole back there. And back in this area is your cable coming down from the 5G antenna that you would plug into these guys right here to get your signal up top. You do want to, if you can, have an antenna up top outside of this aluminum body to get the best signal possible. When I was talking to Andy at Mobile Must Haves, that's what he recommended as well. And it's nice that at least the Classic has a 5G antenna now, and you can add a 5G system. There is a way to make this work with a 4G antenna. They can tell you how to do that at mobilemusthaves.com. If you're interested in getting this one or getting the Roam SIM card, and again, the biggest thing I like about it is they're managing it, and they have customer service that you can call to help you make it work. Grab our discount code in the bottom. That's what I got to say about that. Okay, now talking about the twin beds, did you know that this bed has... Yeah. Again...
I'm speechless.
Again, the faces that you're missing from Laura. Can you make that face again?
I will not.
Okay, I tried. So you can raise this bed up so you have a nice area to, lounge at night, which I would love this in our flying club. Man, would I love this in our flying club. So comfortable. Now, can I put a pillow right there? No, can't quite put a pillow there, but because it doesn't go up against the windows, because there's the Audi system is up here. So there's a little bit of a gap there. But like, this is so comfortable to be able to lounge at night. The TV's right there. Of course, you can bring that over to the middle. Now, the one thing about this backrest, it is not powerful enough to lift a person. So this is something you want to raise with nobody on it. Now, you can lower it because there used to be buttons over here. Yeah, right there. So I can lower it here. So if I want to go to bed, I don't have to get up and press that button. So you have 2 different buttons to be able to go up and down. And then
I don't think that's down all the way. It's not.
It's just the mattress is hitting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So very comfortable. And then the same thing with the queen bed. The queen bed is 1. So if you raise the queen bed up, both people are going up. And then both people are going down when you're ready to go to sleep at night. But I do like that you have the switch here. There's also USB right there. Type C and Type A. Which is odd that it's not on this side.
You don't also have it there? That is weird.
Right there's your power. Now you have power on each side. But I would rather have the USB here.
And then you set your phone in the middle.
Yeah.
That is odd.
I wonder what made them do that.
Because they were already running power there.
Yeah.
And they weren't running power to the...
No, I mean, but there's power
here. You could
here.
put it, yeah.
There's power right there. There's 12 volt power. Interesting, but hey, there you go. That's where it's at. 12 volt TV. This is the new bezel-less TV. So there's not a bezel kind of around the top. You still have this nice one at the bottom. It's a very nice look, and it's a smart TV. We do have the pull-out drawer here in the middle. It comes all the way out. Super nice. And then the same Corian countertop. So a lot of times, if you say like the International or the Globetrotter, you've got the Corian countertop in the kitchen, but everything else is still going to be a plywood with a laminate on top. The Classic, everything's Corian. So everywhere you go, it's going to be a Corian countertop. Now, for storage below, we have these super nice pull-out drawers right there. The amount of people I see taking their Flying Clouds and their International Globetrotters and converting them to drawers, it's amazing. It's one of those things I'd love to see Airstream do the drawers everywhere, but it's also a cost thing. At some point you've got to make it different so it can cost less, and you've got to have some differences between the two. The other thing I didn't point out, but right here, may have the camera. One of the things I do like about the Classic, I've mentioned these throughout, but you've got these control panels, so I can turn all the lights off. I can hit sleep mode, turn everything off. I can also turn my ceiling and accents off in this area as well. And then you've got your fan controls right here as well for that fan that's there in the middle. And then your reading lights are just a push button right there.
And you also have really nice accent lights.
Yeah.
Down there for in the middle of the night getting up.
Is that what's controlled here?
Let's find out.
Yep.
Yep.
And you've got that on both sides. So both occupants in here can control that. And then there's another one that's right at the entrance, so you can also control everything as you walk into the bedroom area. And if you do the queen bed instead of the twin bed, that stuff's going to be mounted right against this wall here. So you still have it. It's just not going to be on these really nice wardrobes. On speakers, they are pointing out, which is our preferred way.
And again, they're mounted in.
Yeah, they're mounted in, so they're nice and
look really nice.
Is
this a
seamless
Max Air fan?
Yes, it is. Yeah, because you get 2 on this floor plan. You get this one here, and you get one in the bedroom. I mean, one in the living room area. So you know what the next thing is? The bathroom.
Oh, I forgot about the bathroom.
All right, let's see the bathroom. I almost feel like it's not Laura's first time seeing the bathroom. I wish it was. I wish it was Laura's first time seeing the bathroom, but it's not. All right, so come on. I hit the door. Nice hardwood door front. Super nice. Are you ready?
I love this bathroom. I could live in this bathroom.
Do you want to do the bathroom walk?
Do you want me to do it?
Sure.
I'll do the bathroom.
All right. Don't take an hour, though.
You're going to have to throw words in for me because I don't know the proper words for everything.
Pull this back.
The first thing that I noted about the bathroom in the last video that I didn't say, come into the bathroom and close the door. Like there's room for both of us to be in here with the door closed.
Right.
And plenty of room to move around. You have this beautiful, I assume, porcelain sink. Mm-hmm. And a really nice faucet. You get vanity lights.
You get vanity lights. And then, of course, there's storage behind that.
And a medicine cabinet. Which, it looks like you could put shelves in there, but there are no shelves right now. I don't know if it's supposed to be that way.
Oh, I'm going to have to ask Tim about that one.
Chad mentioned the wardrobes in the bedroom, that you wouldn't really need them after you saw this.
Then we swing around. You also have like mirrors galore.
So many
everywhere.
mirrors. Is that cedar?
Cedar line. Yep. You know why they put cedar in?
Humidity and smell.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like you said, so many mirrors.
There's one more thing I haven't showed you yet.
You get wardrobe lights.
Yeah, wardrobe lights.
What haven't you shown me?
It's in
the
here.
drawer in here?
Mm-hmm. Grab that box for me.
Are you showing me something in the box or under the box?
Under the box. So right here.
Sorry, it's
a little tight.
It's still an Airstream bathroom.
Is your safe.
That's cool.
No.
Which, if you're full timing, makes a ton of sense. You get, that's why we're doing storage.
Look at all of that.
So much storage.
So much storage. I mean, you could put so much back there.
And then, oh, and they've got different hinges.
Huh. I wonder why in here.
You know where this hinge would be super helpful?
Yeah, okay. Above the fridge. Yep.
Above the fridge.
And then the storage up there.
It's never ending storage. And this is kind of a weird shape. You get a heated towel bar.
Heated towel rack. Yeah, towel bar.
Oh gosh.
More storage.
More storage. And that's really deep.
Yep.
Your toilet paper holder. I think it's kind of in a weird spot, but it's right here.
And the only thing that's weird about it is it's visible.
Yeah.
As again, at a price point like this, you would want it to be hidden, but it is nice.
Nice porcelain toilet, and just a really nice touch. You get an actual flush.
I think that's an actual flush thing.
Handle instead of
a
foot pedal.
I think that's a macerator toilet if I remember correctly, and there's some controls right there for it.
Chad mentioned, I think on the outside, this window does open. It's huge.
It's also an emergency window.
There you go. And then the shower. This does have a heated shower floor,
yep.
Which is just incredible. I mean, like, I can almost put my hands all the way up. There's so much room in here.
Well, come towards this way. Now look above.
What do you mean?
Well, see, you're all the back in there.
because this is shorter than this.
But if you're tall, you know, this is definitely a floor plan that will help.
This is the way to go.
With tall, and then
you get the subway tile.
Yeah, kind of accent. I don't think that's. I think that's an.
No, it's not real tile.
It's not real tile.
But it has that look. You've got built-in shelves over here.
You also have the lights.
It's a lit. The only thing this is missing from the interstate bathroom is the teak inlay.
You can buy that, I'm sure.
I know. I'm just saying. Yeah, this is just. I just can't get over this shower.
All right, step out so people can see me in there. They're used to seeing me in bathrooms. But huge, and like I joked in my last video that I did on the 33, you could put 3 people in here. Definitely a 2-person, shower. We got 2 people in here, but just a massive room. These come together, and there is a travel lock there, but you can lock your partner in the shower.
Don't do that.
If you want to.
But you do want to use that travel lock when traveling.
That does go up and down, which is nice. You can loosen it and then raise it up and down, and then you've got hot cold water. This is the Aldi system, so it's tankless, instant water, hot water, so super nice. And this has like all kinds of different, functions on the shower head too. Super nice in that sense. So you do have, this is ducted, so you have both AC up here, right there, and you have the heating system, which is what these slots are for, to allow heat to come up. And of course, we mentioned the shower floor. You have light controls there. This one's going to be for your wardrobe right there. And then I love the sliding doors, and they do lock in place. Now behind this, if I mentioned that we have a new control system for 2025, we left this C-zone system that they were using. So this is going to be the area where a lot of the brains live. And I like how accessible it is. The other thing I like is how simple this all looks. Before it didn't look simple. It looks complex. So I think these are super easy, going to be easy to replace if they need to be. From my understanding, these things do the same function, so it's very easy for a tech to install this and not get it wrong. We actually had training on all of this recently, I think yesterday. And then you've got your water pump in there. Just different things, like super nice to have. It's an easy, accessible area for getting to some of the components of the Airstream. And that's one thing I do like about Airstreams. Another one is right here. Oh, that pops out. So this is going to be part of the Audi system. That's your reserve fill for keeping it full. And then they just use a Sharpie to tell you which way it's going. But that's something that as you're using this, you're going to want to keep that glycol at a certain level. And it will evaporate some off over time. But you can easily get to that. And then these same kind of old school RV style latching systems. So super easy to put that back in. You also have a full wardrobe mirror. You can see both Laura and I together. Did you notice how heavy this door is?
It's incredible.
It's so heavy. Okay, that's the inside of the 33-foot Classic. Let's jump outside and show you everything about the outside, top, bottom, the whole shindig. Let's do that now. All right, now that we're outside, we're gonna walk around the outside. We'll show you the bottom, we'll show you the top as well. Now the 33-foot Classic, or at least the Classic, I should say, does get some things that are unique. You get this nice accent piece at the bottom that's black instead of just being stainless steel. And of course, behind this white protective material is stainless steel. It's a stainless steel rock guard. Same thing behind the blue is actually going to be a chrome piece. They just have that on there for shipping to help protect that area. Now we also get for the 33 or for the Classic a upgraded tank. These look really nice. We also get the sensors to tell you, or the gauges to tell you how much is in there, and then it also communicates to the inside as well. And then we're gonna have, excuse me, the solar guards up top. Now the outer ones can open to be able to clean the windows behind it. And then the center one, you would open this and then it just tightens right here, which allows you to be able to open this center window to get some really good air flowing through the camper when you are camping. Now down below, we're gonna have the standard Battle-Born 100 amp hour batteries. You get two of those to 200 amp hours. We're also going to have a low pressure LP connection right there. And then on the other side, we have a solar input. That's going to allow you to use a suitcase style solar panel that you'll need to use one that has a solar charge controller already on it, but it will let you add in a little bit more solar if you're boondocking and need to have a little bit of extra energy. And then with it being a twin bed, we're going to have the front compartment there. But we also have outside compartments with a twin bed. On the queen bed, you would just have this front center compartment. You won't have the outside compartments. Now swinging it around to the front, all your marker lights are going to be LED all the way around. We also have an LED light strip going down. And then with Airstream, they always give you the longest possible awning that they can fit on the camper. So this is going to go from front cap to end cap. It's a 33-foot camper. You've got a massive awning, tons of space to be able to hang out, have people over at your Classic when you are camping. Now, we do have storage up here in the front on the twin bed, as I mentioned, but on the queen bed, this would not be here. It would just be nice and smooth. We do have the aluminum step. That is the Airstream step. You're just gonna fold up, over, and then grab, pull out, and go in, up. That's how you get that to go away. Once you figure it out, it's super simple. That's the step there. Now it is a power zip the awning, so you're just gonna press some buttons. Now it's a little bit different on the Classic. We'll open the door here and just give you a quick shot of where the buttons are. So you've got your extend, you've got your retract right there, and then tilt front and tilt rear. There's also an automatic lock on this awning so that you can't accidentally put the awning out while you're going down the road using your My Airstream app. So to unlock it, you're gonna press these two buttons together at the same time, and it will unlock it and it'll allow you to retract and extend the awning. Now that's only on the Classic. If you get a Globetrotter, it's a completely different style handle for controls. We also have a really nice backlit handle that's very reminiscent of a diesel motorhome, and of course you have your outside doorbell, which is super cool. You only get that on the Classic and the Pottery Barn. And fun fact, there is a 23-foot Flying Cloud floating around here somewhere in our country that has a doorbell, and it shouldn't. Yep. And those customers know who they are if they're watching. Comment below. You have the exhaust for the Audi system right there, and that's going to be your radiant heat and your water heater. And then we do have power for the outside. Now remember, this is not the trade wind, so it does not have a full house inverter. It does have a 2,000 watt inverter, but only for the sockets that are labeled inverted. You're not going to have power on that unless you have shore power. Now moving back, we are going to have a window there that's over the dinette, so that will open and let air come in. And then for your wheels and tires on the Classic, they're going to upgrade to a 16-inch wheel and a 16-inch tire. These are going to be LT 225/75 R16s, and they are a Michelin tires, a light truck tire. There's, you know, arguments between the ST and LT. For the Classic, for the 16-inch wheels, they need to go to a smaller tire to make it fit that 16 wheel. Also, it is a larger camper, and it's a 10,000 pound gross vehicle weight rating, so you do need probably a little bit more umph on the tire, I would guess, is probably the reason why Airstream's doing that. But only on the Classic can you get the Michelin from the factory, and that's how it comes standard. We're also going to have the Dexter axles, fully independent, so both sides are going to be independent, and then each axle is independent. And it also has the additional damper. Now, this particular camper already has a home to go to, and I'm sure that they are watching this video right now. Good to see you. I'll see you soon. And they opted to add the 3-inch lift kit, which I do highly recommend on the 30 and 33 foot Classics. So this has the 3-inch lift kit as well as the 16-inch tires. So it really ends up being almost a 4-inch lift, similar to the trade winds once you add all that together. Now, this also has the new Dexter ABS and sway control system, which we'll talk a little bit more on the other side about that on the other side. Now, these two small windows are going to be over the sofa right here, and they do open so you can get some air moving through as well. And then one of our little extra storage areas is going to be outside on this side. So great spot to put some chalks, loving chalks, those kinds of things right there. And then we'll move around to the back. Now, coming to the back of the Classic 33 foot floor plane, we do get another little storage compartment. I think it's like a little bonus storage area right there. Of course, we have the standard window awnings that come with the Classic, and a huge window that opens in the bathroom area. So if you're in that remote area, a little quick on the draw there. If you're in a nice remote area, you want to have that window open while you're in the bathroom, you can do that and get some good airflow through there. I mean, that's a massive window for the bathroom right there. And then, of course, LED lights, all your lights are marker. And then in the bumper area, we're going to have a little bit more storage in here. Again, this is wet storage, so whatever you put back here is going to get wet. And if you're ever opening this, don't push it down. This will get bent. Just lift that up, and then it comes down. Now, they also opted to add the new torque lift receiver hitch. That is for things like bike racks. That is not for towing. It has a limitation of 300 pounds, which is approved by Airstream, so 300 pounds or less. And it was designed in conjunction with Airstream. Now, that is a dealer aftermarket added option. You cannot get that from the factory. The only thing you can get from the factory is, well, how Airstream builds it. Your choices for options is twin bed or queen bed, and then your 4 color choices that you can get on the Classic. Now, swinging around to the business side of the Classic, we're going to have our gray and black tank dumps there. Now, it is a fully enclosed underbelly. One of the unique things about the Classic, your actual valves are up in the under tank, the underbelly. So when you pull this, you're pulling a remote valve. And the same thing with this dump state, the actual outlet here, the actual valve is inside the underbelly. That is because Airstream considers the Classic to be a full-time capable RV. So something that you can spend a lot of time in. And if you're going to be in colder climates, that is probably the preferred way to have your tank setup be. We also have our coax input and our RJ45 input, which you could use for things like Starlink or anything that can utilize the data input. And then we have a really nice cast aluminum cover for the smart plug that you get on the Classic standard. We have another little storage area here on the back side behind the tire. Again, great for chalks, 11 blocks. We have our city fill here. It does have a pressure regulator built already in. And then we have our black tank flush right there. Remember to use that every time or you're going to lose it. It has little, tiny little holes in a spray nozzle that sprays all around the tank. Those can get clogged. So if you're not using it regularly, they basically have to replace that. And it's not an inexpensive repair to do. Now, we're on the other side, same tires and wheels, obviously. On the Dexter axle, so we'll talk about that a little bit now. So it's a new system that Dexter has come out with, I think it's been out for a while. I don't think it's new. And we'll put some video up to kind of show how it works. But it's going to, one, be an ABS system. Most of your travel trailers right now, if you slam on the brakes and the tires lock up, they're just going to stay locked. Now your truck has ABS, so it's going to do its thing to prevent the tires from locking up, but the trailer is not going to do that. They will just lock up and they're going to slide. So the ABS system that is part of Dexter axle and Dexter brakes, because this has the Dexter axle, Dexter brakes, never adjust brakes and never lube bearings on the axle itself. It will do very much like a ABS system on your vehicle, where it will kind of slide, but then roll a little bit, slide, roll a little bit. And all that really means for you is if you need to slam on the brakes, all you have to do is slam on the brakes. The trailer's going to do the rest on that. And then the other thing that this is going to have built into it is a sway mitigation system. I suspect that probably uses the brakes in conjunction with the computer system on it, but I'm not exactly sure how it works. But we'll show you some of the video footage that Dexter put out showing trailers kind of swaying and what it can do. Now, one of the cool things that you do get with this system is these light indicators up here, which will tell you, one, that the system is functioning correctly. I think that's what the top light is going to mean. And every time you plug in to your 7-pin, the system will do a self-diagnostic to make sure everything is working as it should. And if it doesn't, you'll get an indication here that it's not working correctly. And if everything tests out correct, then this top light will just be illuminated on to tell you that it's good. And I think this also is going to blink if you're getting some sway issues. It will kind of blink, but who's going to be looking at this if you're getting sway? But it's there so you can see it, and that's part of the system. There's also a way to plug into this system a wireless module that will let you connect to Dexter's axle for this system and give you some detailed information. If you are having issues, it will give you a readout of what it thinks is going on. So kind of a cool system. Then now that's standard on the Classic. And being that they only did really a small increase on price, I think it went from 212 MSRP to around 214 MSRP, and you're getting this new system. It's not that bad considering. So that is the new Dexter ABS and sway control mitigation system that you're getting standard on both the 33-foot Classic and the 30 Classic. Now, one of the things about the Classic, it is the pinnacle for Airstream as far as design. Everything that they can do to make this better and nicer than anything else they make, they do it. And one of those things is giving you these really nice stainless steel door covers. Now, this is going to be your stabilizers. So your front and rear stabilizers, not levelers, stabilizers. And it is a different switch compared to the other floor plans or other models that get it. This is actually quite a nice switch. And then we also have our freshwater fill, and it has a little valve there. Again, this is a very nice stainless steel door that has a unique key to lock it. And of course, we have our 50-amp plug with that same cast aluminum cover, super nice. And then we're gonna have a little bit nicer outside shower. And there are some good mods out there to make that even nicer. But you do also get the super nice stainless steel door for the outside shower as well on the Classic. Again, that's standard. The window awning package is also standard, and on the 33-foot Classic, remember the kitchen is right here. So they do give you a break in your window awning to allow the exhaust for the vent over the stove. So the kitchen's actually like right there. That's probably the fridge. Kitchen's like right here. Stove is going to be right there. So that's your stainless steel cover for the exhaust there. But you do get the window awnings standard, and this would be the color fabric that you're going to get with the 33-foot Classic. And then again, with this being the twin bed, we get this outside storage here as well, and that's the 50-amp cable that comes with it. We're using a shop cable right now to power it. And then underneath this, we're gonna have two more of these cool little storage bays. I'd love to see them incorporate this into all Airstreams, not just the Classic. There's something I didn't show. No, that's on the 30-foot. Never mind. That's the 30-foot Classic.
It'd be cool if they did drawers there instead. Didn't the 86 motorhome have a drawer there? It
had a drawer, and I feel like in Airstream's history, they did drawers more, but I think it's just expensive to manufacture that and install it and make it last. But it used to be the bumper was a drawer. The whole bumper would pull out, or the center part of the bumper would pull out, and it was a drawer. It's really cool. Now they just do the bumper storage the way they do it now. So that is the outside of the 33-foot Classic. let's show you the top and the bottom. There's a ton of room on top for extra solar if you want to do that, if you're into that kind of thing. And we'll show you the bottom, and then we'll wrap the video up. All right, folks, let's take a little look of the underneath of the 33-foot classic Airstream's longest travel trailer currently. You do have that full-size spare tire right there, and then we've got our heavy-duty stabilizer jacks that are down. And this will, as you're putting them down, they'll just kind of auto level in the sense of, that one might be a little bit higher than the one on the other side, and they'll figure that out. Now, they're not levelers, they are stabilizers. We've got that storage there for your sewer hose. Now remember, this is going to be a fully enclosed aluminum underbelly, just as you would expect. And then on the propane, Airstream always tries to keep the propane lines outside the coach as much as possible, and then only enter when they absolutely have to. And you can see those Dexter axles that does have that new ABS system and sway control system. Show you kind of in between. That should be the freshwater tank right there. Now remember, this one does have the 3-inch lift kit already on it, so those axles are going to hang down a little bit lower than the stock setup. On the 33-foot, I'd highly recommend going ahead and getting the 3-inch lift kit. There's just so much overhang. There's a good chance you'll probably drag, especially if you're planning to go any bit off-road, even into gas stations, things like that. And then there's your sewer tanks. Now this does have the pull where it goes back into the tank itself, so everything's inside the tank. The actual little slider things that cut the water off, the sewer off and on when you pull that out, so it's actually up in the tank. They used to do a lot more floor plans like that, but currently the Classic is the one that you're mainly seeing that on, and that's partly because Airstream is viewing the Classic as the full-time capable Airstream. So I just want to go ahead and show you the top of the 33-foot Classic. There is a ton of space up here. You could easily add 1,000 watts of solar if you wanted to. You can also see the new 5G antenna, which I'll get up a little bit closer so we can see that. And then this is going to have the Coleman AC units on it. Be a 13.5 in the front and a 15 in the back, and those are fully ducted through the whole system. And then you also have your skylights and your exhaust fans too on the 30-foot Classic, which is quite nice. I guess they have room to be able to add that. And then in the back there, you have the bathroom vent that you can push open. It's right there. Let me go to the front, and I'll probably pop around to the other side just so we can see it as well. So we're on the front of the Classic. Got the front cap right there. We got our front vent. That's the new all-in-one 5G antenna. That's going to have the Wi-Fi, the LTE, even the radio antenna, all in one, right? And then we've got 2 of the 3 100-watt Marlin solar panels. And again, there's plenty of room to be able to add more solar up here if you wanted to do that. Now, that would be something you'd have to do after market. Airstream will only do from the factory the 3 Marlins. Airstream doesn't do any custom work at the factory. They build it how they build it, but you can do endless things aftermarket once you have it in your hands. Now this does have, we've talked about the new frame system and the new roof line. The Classic has actually had that since 2022. So you are going to see one sill line going across the front, the same as on the back instead of the 2. And then this front cap was going to come up and kind of turn more at an extreme amount and then go straight back to connect. So you don't have that little bump up, the little bubble that they used to have for the ducted AC system. Now the other thing, you are going to have the new inner ribs. They've been doing that, the automotive press ribs. They've been doing that for a few years now in the Classic. Classic is where they started doing that first, and then now it's pretty much on everything except for the base camp. And then you're also going to have the front and rear additional supports on the front cap and the rear cap to try to help mitigate that front end separation. Again, make sure you're towing with the right truck. The 33-foot Classic, I think, is all day long at least a 3/4 ton truck or bigger. You're not going to want to, even if the specs match on a half-ton truck, if you can find a half-ton truck where the specs fit somehow, I still don't do it. 3/4 ton truck, really is what you're going to want to do with a 33-foot Classic. All right, let's go down. I'm going to grab Laura, and we're going to do a little closeout of our thoughts on the 33-foot Classic, the all-new 33-foot Classic. All right, folks, that is the all-new 2025 Classic 33 front bed. You guys tell me in the comments what you think, especially the improvements with the TV, the new cabinet above us, the ABS, sway control system from Dexter. Now, Laura, I know you like this floor plan. What do you think?
I mean, I love it. I love the floor plan. I love the touches. It's too big for us right now.
Yeah.
I will say that. This is, I mean, I guess you could just weekend warrior in this, but you
not only is it too
more
big,
than enough room.
It's too expensive.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
But price aside.
Price aside, okay, it's too big, yeah.
I think it's just beautiful.
I could see full timing in this for sure. And why they consider it to be that. Do you agree? Okay.
The amount of storage, too. Like, we barely use the storage in our 25-foot. We'd use, like, a quarter of the storage in this one for a weekend.
Maybe, yeah. This is not a weekend getaway. Now, I mean, you could easily take this on a weekend if you wanted to, but this is very much so one that you're going to spend time in. Maybe you want to go out west, you want to go, long distances.
I mean, full time.
You full time.
Easily live out of this.
Or it's just you still at a house, but this is you for the summer. You head north or you head south or whatever. Or head west. I would go west. Like, that's where to go. I do highly recommend the 3-inch lift kit on this one, as well as the 30s. Now, yeah, I mean, I love it. The TV, for me, that's them replacing the projector with a TV. I think it was a huge improvement. Even though it's really not, it's kind of a small thing. I just feel like it's huge. I think it just makes this so much better. And that space there, you can actually use that space as a counter if you wanted to. So I really like the Classic. If you're in the market for an Airstream Classic, my contact information is down in the description. I'm a salesperson here at Airstream in Greensboro and would be happy to assist you in getting your new Classic. Or if you have any questions about Airstream, again, feel free to reach out. Other than that, I hope you guys are having a great week. I hope you live riveted, and we'll talk soon. Thanks.